Prince Harry's silent as Princess Anne's hat blocking his view at coronation. The Princess Royal acted as the King's gold stick and waiting at the service. The Princess Royal reportedly raised concerns about a decent-sized hat, which ended up blocking Prince Harry's view at King Charles' coronation last May. Princess Anne's towering, feathered hat which appeared to block her nephew Harry's view during the service sparked various memes on social media at the time. A new royal book details the first year of Charles' reign, including the historic Westminster Abbey ceremony. In Robert Hardman's new book, Charles III, New King, New Court, the inside story, which is being serialized, Anne defends herself against allegations she had worn the hat on purpose and had changed seats at the last minute, to ensure a speedy exit. In his latest publication, released on Thursday, Robert writes, at the coronation itself, Prince Harry was seated in the third row of the royal section, immediately behind Princess Anne, who was wearing a striking red-plumed bicorn hat that remained on her head throughout. Social media snipers instantly concluded that Harry had been deliberately placed behind his aunt's tall hat to obscure his view. This is nonsense. Not only do the Lord Chamberlain's office not think like that, but the Princess Royal had only switched to that seat after her request for a speedy exit. The hat was an interesting question, the princess recalled later. I said, "Are you sure you want me to keep the hat on? Because it's quite a decent-sized hat," and the answer was yes. There you go. Not my choice. Cameras picked up a sweet exchange between Princess Anne and Prince Harry, with a lip-reading expert telling at the time that the Duke of Sussex told his aunt, "I don't mind," possibly in response to Anne commenting on his seating position. He then reportedly said, "Sit at the front." Robert Hardman's book also reveals how the Princess Royal was the one to greet Harry when he arrived at Balmoral to pay his respects to his late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. Harry also confirmed that he and his aunt exchanged a hug in his memoir, Spare, released last January, as he arrived at the royal family's Scottish estate. He wrote, "Hunched against the cold, I hurried into the foyer. Aunt Anne was there to greet me. I hugged her. 'Where's Pa and Willie? And Camilla?' 'Gone to Birk Hall,' she said. She asked if I wanted to see Granny. 'Yes, I do.' She led me upstairs, to Granny's bedroom. I braced myself, went in." The Princess Royal allegedly had hesitations about the hat with dramatic plume. Princess Anne's had made a fashion statement at King Charles' coronation, but it was not meant to obstruct Prince Harry's view, according to a new book by royal biographer Robert Hardman. The Princess Royal raised concerns that the black bicorn hat with red plume was too large to wear at her elder brother's crowning ceremony at Westminster Abbey in May 2023 but was encouraged to wear it anyway. Hardman writes in The Making of a King, King Charles III and the Modern Monarchy, serialized in the Daily Mail and out the 18th of January. Though social media users made much of the fact that Princess Anne's cap feather blocked Harry's face in much of the coronation broadcast, that Hardman says it wasn't deliberate. This is nonsense. Not only do the Lord Chamberlain's office not think like that, but the Princess Royal had only switched to that seat after her request for a speedy exit, Hardman writes in his new book. Princess Anne had to saddle up for her role as gold stick in waiting and join the procession of 6,000 armed services personnel to Buckingham Palace after the crowning. The hat was an interesting question, the princess recalled later. I said, "Are you sure you want me to keep the hat on? Because it's quite a decent-sized hat," and the answer was yes. There you go. Not my choice, Hardman quotes Princess Anne as saying in The Making of a King. Before the 6th of May coronation, the Princess Royal joked in a CBC News interview that participating in the procession as gold stick and waiting and wearing the uniform reflecting her colonelcy of the Blues and Royals Regiment of the Household Cavalry solves my dress problem for the historic day. She processed into Westminster Abbey with her husband, Vice Admiral Sir Timothy Lawrence, and took a seat in the second row of a section reserved for members of the royal family. The spot fell in front of her nephew the Duke of Sussex, who travelled in from California where he lives with his wife, Meghan, and their 2 young children to see his father crowned. In photos from the church service, Harry smiled as his aunt took her seat. She kept the hat on throughout the ceremony. The Making of a King sheds new light on Queen Elizabeth's death in September 2022 and the early days of King Charles' reign, including Princess Anne's reaction to being hugged by a senior staff member following her mother's death. Hardman shared a memo of the monarch's final moments from her private secretary, Sir Edward Young, who was at Balmoral when the Queen died. Very peaceful. In her sleep. Slipped away. Old age. She wouldn't have been aware of anything. No pain. Young noted in the previously unseen memo that's now part of the Royal Archives. Thank you for watching. If you like our video, would you please help us like, share and subscribe our channel. Wish you happy to see our videos. Thank you very much.